So the other day I did something that I do daily, and it's something every one of y'all do daily too, so don't lie. I had a question um, about how to do something, so I typed it into Google. How do I, and as you know, Google, in its infinite wisdom, offered up a list of suggestions on how to finish that particular sentence. Well, Google also knows me and my preferences very well, because one of the options that I noticed far down on the list after work out with a sandbag, disassemble a perennial, grow paper whites, and bring my orchid back from the brink of death was listed, how do I become a minimalist? Well, let's get into that. I think I was Googling, I think it's entirely possible I was Googling how to fix my Samsung S9 or something along those lines. Or how to get it repaired or something like that. But anyway, among the list of Google's autofill options was, how do I become a minimalist? Pretty sure I've not posed that particular question to Google. Although I do watch and listen to several other minimalists on YouTube or on podcasts, and I do read a lot of books that have to do with minimalism. And I'm an aspiring minimalist myself, so that makes sense. But since that popped up, I'm inspired to share my best answer. If you have an answer, response, or question, feel free to share it in the comment section below. I'd love to know what y'all, the larger community, think of this question, or how you yourself might answer it if it were posed to you personally, if someone asked you. And thanks for clicking on this video. If you find as entertaining or any of the content valuable, give us a like, click or tap that subscribe button, and ring our bell to turn on notifications. If during the course of this video something catches your attention, if our content provides value to you in some way, or if you just want to say hi from wherever you are, drop us a line in the comments. Let us know what you're doing, how you're doing. We'd love to hear from you and to get to know what's important to you and why. The question is, how do I become a minimalist? It's important to understand, first and foremost, that becoming a minimalist is not a sprint. This is not something that you're going to go empty out a closet and achieve in a day. This is a marathon, and, well, it's not even a marathon, because marathons have an end point. They have a finish line. This doesn't really have a finish line. It's full of tasks and challenges and levels. And eventually, when you get to one point, you're going to find yourself at another point. For me and Scott, I like to say personally that we are aspiring minimalists, because by its very nature, minimalism is a journey. And I know, cliches can be exhausting, but bear with me here. When the discussion turns to minimalism as a lifestyle, the stereotype quickly turns into these images of large empty spaces and cold furnishings. That's a minimalist style, not lifestyle. Another misconception I get is that because Scott and I are minimalists, we don't own anything, and our home is never cluttered. Let me tell you that could not be further from the truth. For us, minimalism is a tool that we use to achieve the intentional lifestyle we've designed. Becoming minimalists didn't happen overnight. For us to have started this journey was a conscious choice that we made, but we are far from completing our journey, which is why I'm fond of saying that we're aspiring minimalists. We're not on a journey to only live a bare minimum life. We're on a journey to live our best, intentionally designed life. We have goals, we have dreams, we work to overcome those hurdles that we come across along the way. But when Scott first brought this to my attention, I guess the way that we answer that question, how do I become a minimalist? I would have to say that for us, that meant simplifying our life and exercising those things that by their nature brought us grief. Don't get me wrong, it hasn't been easy. Far from it, in fact. It's been hard as hell, and we've made some considerable mistakes along the way. But I'd have to say, just, to finally give you an answer, the first thing that we did to answer that question for us on how to become a minimalist was to get our finances under control. This is not the same as saying that we got out of debt or that we don't have any hurdles in that area. To get our finances under control, we set a budget. Started planning for our financial future. Then I set shopping rules. And I should note here that this process wasn't linear. It's not like we sat down, made a list to do things in order, item 1, item 2, item 3, or that we only move on to the next item when the previous one is done. No, this has been a cumulative experience. It's been a time-consuming experience. It's been an exhausting experience, and it's been an amazing experience. In addition to getting our finances under control, we've worked to get our clutter under control, which again is an ongoing process for us. And we work intensively to keep our health in check as well. We don't play keeping up with the Joneses. We manage our marriage. We intentionally manage our interpersonal and familial relationships. On this, again, we're not perfect, but we have a plan, and it's something we pay attention to. And finally, we designed our future intentionally. From there, we've been able to focus on living intentionally along the way in a way that serves us and that future that we want. So how do you become a minimalist? I can make a few basic recommendations on a starting point. The first recommendation that I would have to give is to define what you mean by that. What kind of minimalist do you want to be? So think ahead in the future. And imagine yourself in that state, and what does that look like for you? For us, being aspiring minimalists has meant a commitment to our chosen lifestyle. An amazingly large part of that, and I hate that I have to say this, has been learning to ignore and dust off nasty comments, free advice, and ill-informed opinions from family members and friends and other significant others about our chosen lifestyle. So it takes a commitment and a willingness to work and to learn. I don't mean that we simply had to learn about minimalism by reading books and watching YouTube videos and listening to podcasts. No, we also had to learn about ourselves. Some serious thought went into that. As answering simple questions like, do I really need this, requires introspection on a serious level, which takes a surprising amount of work. Because without that, we've also learned how easy it is to fall back on those cluttering habits and other bad habits that do not serve us. To become minimalists or aspiring minimalists, we've had to be willing to commit, learn, get back up, dust ourselves off when we've fallen or failed, and accept ourselves and each other for who we are. And start over and try again and again and again, and look past the opinions of others and manage over many forms of clutter. Alright, that's it for me. What about you? Do you have an answer to this question, or a way that you would answer it if someone asked you? If you do, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Since you made it this far, go ahead and give us that thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Ring that bell for notifications, and we'll see you next time.